Hello friends and welcome back to the channel and to my Jaguar F-Type 75. 75 marking 75 years of Jaguar sports cars and the last of the F-Type and of its kind. Now that Jaguar MX-5 going past. Yes, might have to chase them up later. Yeah, last of its kind. Now that Jaguar is going full EV. So I've owned this for about a year now, 11 months, and we're going to go through a little ownership review on the things I've loved about it and the things that haven't been so great, which hasn't actually been the car. It's been mainly the dealer experience and everything like that, but I'll go into detail later on in the video. It's changed slightly since you last seen it. It's now sitting in a lovely British great racing green wrap to complement the tan interior. I just thought it really needed to pay homage to the classic combo of green and tan, and it's now has a polished effect on the wheels instead of purely black, and I just think it's sitting perfectly. I think I want to do a slight brake upgrade, change the discs and get some yellow brake pads, because I think that would just tie up the look altogether. Maybe change the rims to something a bit more aggressive, but we'll see. But yeah, so I think the thing is, with a Jag, we can't just stand here and talk about it. We have to start it up and get driving. So let's do exactly that. "11 months with this car, and 11 months of, I'd say, majority happiness, especially when I'm driving it. Now, there were a few things, like I mentioned before, with the dealer that I wasn't too happy with. So when I actually bought this car sight unseen. I saw it was the only tan interior Jag I found, because I was dying for a tan interior, and it was the only one I could find with, I think, like 4 months of looking. It was the first one I saw, but it was all the way up in Carlisle up north. So I was like, look, send me a video. Looked around it a bunch of times, and it was from a main dealer, so I wasn't too worried. So we bought it sight unseen, got it shipped to me, and I noticed a few things of like trim here and there. Like there was some wearing on the side bolsters here. This bit of trim was coming off. There was a few things, and luckily I took it into Jaguar. I said, look, these wearing, this isn't good, can you fix it? And they were like, sure, we'll fix it. And it was all done under warranty. That being said, when they redid, they were like, right, we just need to reupholster the whole seat. So I was like, what, change the entire seat? And they're like, yeah. I was like, oh, amazing, I get an entirely new seat. I'm stuck behind a tractor right now, that's why I'm not doing any sort of enthusiastic driving. But yeah, they were like, oh, cool, we're just going to retrim the seat. I was like, oh, amazing. So I get an entire newly done seat for free. So it's like factory fresh. They did it. And when I received it back, let me tell you, I was upset, because the finish of what they did was awful. And their explanation was that is when it comes from factory, you get machine stretched. And this was hand stretched, so the finish was off. It just didn't look or sit as well, and they just left the car in worse condition. There was loads of black smudges everywhere. There was glue. There was chips in the leather. I was like, what's going on? Luckily, I took photos of everything before, sent it back to them, and I was like, what have you done to my car? And they're like, oh, we take full responsibility. So what they did is they redid the seats again, stretched them out better, used a higher technician, fixed all the leather, cleaned it up. But it put a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. I was like, why am I don't feel like I can trust the actual Jaguar dealership with my car, because they returned it to me in such a horrible state. And it did put a bit of a sour taste in my mouth just for them, because I'm like, you didn't do great with my car. But now it's home. I mean, it was with them for a month and a half, 2. But that being said, it's sitting perfectly now. They fixed all the scuffs and stuff in the leather, and it's great. And there's one thing this car will always do, and that's bring a smile to my face. Whenever I get in, whenever I switch this exhaust valve, flick down a gear, and put my foot down. Oh, I love it. So what sold me on the F-Types were the engines. 5-litre supercharged V8s, absolutely incredible. They sound mwah. And I wanted to get into one, but what I wanted was not just the standard black interior. The black interior is fine, it's nice, but it's just very basic. What I wanted was the tan interior. This is what I wanted. This, all this leather, all of this here, there's domey stuff there. Quilting in the side just looks so much better in tan. Yes, this center console, although functional with actual buttons and twisty bits here, which is great for the heated and ventilated seats. I know it is a bit basic, but it works. I wish this was just, when they did their facelift in 2021, I just wish they went to their new system. They stayed with the old Pivi Pro system. I just wish they made this a little bit more, just brought it up to date a little bit. But, you know, I'm nitpicking here, and this works absolutely fine, because all you do at the end of the day is whack on Apple CarPlay, and off you go. So it's been almost 5,000 miles now in this car, but let's get back to driving, and enough of the interior. Oh, I've hit roadworks immediately. Brilliant. This is going well. But going back to ownership of this car, I'm actually going to whip it into sport for no reason, because why not just drive it on sport? These 11 months have been great. It's been mechanically faultless. Nothing has come up except the interior quality bits that I wanted to fix. I should really be careful because it's a very damp and greasy day, and even though this is four-wheel drive, it only sends 25% of the wheels to the front at any given time, so it is very, 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 very rear wheel biased, and at any opportunity it will spin up the back end. But going back to the ownership, it's been faultless mechanically. Nothing has gone wrong. Everything's been great. It was just the interior quality bits that I wanted to get sorted that Jaguar ended up making a much bigger ordeal than it needed to be. And honestly, it's been such a pleasure. I mean, the amount of compliments this thing gets, like I said before, I think overall, especially when you drive a British car, well, it must be, especially when you drive a British car in England, it's just liked, opposed to something else. I guess there is some sort of patriotic aspect to it, but I think it's because they're not as common. And Domi, my fiance, made a very good point that everyone drives a Porsche. Everyone who does a little bit well in life will go quite cliche and go for a 911 or a G-Wagon or something like that, whereas this is very understated. Okay, it's not as expensive as a Porsche, but I've driven both, and this is more fun. I just think the drama of it is incredible, and I think that's what has made me just fall in love with it over and over again, because it is so special, and it is a dying breed of car, because there is zero hybrids. Well, it is dead. This supercharged 5-litre V8 is no more, and I don't think you'll ever see a non-hybridized or turbocharged V8 ever again. So this will be a future classic, and a relic soon. So I'm thinking I'm going to keep on to this. I mean, I have faltered a little bit. I think I'm very influenced by social media and how everyone, you know, has a Porsche and they always make it look so good, and the Jaguar brand isn't as synonymous with luxury as, you know, Porsche and everything else, or even Mercedes. But all you need to do is get inside one of these and drive it, and you'll realize it's just as special and it's just as fun. And as all the other car reviewers say, the sound is intoxicating. Now I am on a very, very noisy bit of road here, and it is, well, coming into autumn now. The roads are rainy and horrible. My car is filthy. But the cabin noise is not too bad. It's not as loud as a 911. It's not by any means quiet, especially compared to my Discovery. That is like, you can hear a whisper, whereas this, you have to raise your voice a little bit. But that's the point of a sports car. You don't buy a sports car. You don't buy a sports car, let me finish what I was saying, to have it be quiet. I mean, you may buy a GT car for that, but I think this is a mixture of like a sports car and GT car. It's not big enough to be a GT car because it's only a two-seater, but it has that heavy kind of muscle car aspect to it. I think it's a mixture between a muscle car, a GT car, and a sports car, and I think that's what makes it so special. And yeah, these last 11 months have been great, and I think this is the first Jaguar in history to hold its value quite well. I bought it circa high 50s last year, and it's held its value pretty well. I could probably sell it for a little bit more because of this tan interior. They are so rare, especially in the UK. No one seems to be selling them, and if they do, they last about a week on Auto Trader or on the classifieds. And I'm not surprised because this makes the interior a million times better. Like the black I said is nice, but this tan is just incredible. Right, I'm going to give it a little bit of gusto up here, revving to all the way to 7,000 RPM. So wheel spin, there we go. Oh, this thing just pulls, and he just kicked the back end out there. Kicked the back end out for no reason. Just the tiny little bit, and it's like, we're going. And we have to remember, this is the P450 variant. This is just the 75. So it's tuned down to 450 brake horsepower, opposed to the R's 575. But internally, mechanically, engine-wise, it's exactly the same as the R model. The only thing that is different is that it's been tuned down to 450 horsepower. I think there's a few suspension things, but honestly you wouldn't be able to tell. And what I'm thinking of doing is going to a tuning facility that's very popular with Jaguars and tuning this bad boy up to R levels, and it won't affect anything. It won't put any more stress on the engine because we're just returning it to its original setting, which I think this car, I mean, it's already a brute at 450. I mean, they usually run a bit higher, 450 horsepower. So I'd be very, very excited to see. Oh, I've just hit a mileage milestone. I've done quite a few miles in this. Yeah, this thing will be an absolute brute. And what I can do as well to add even more horsepower, you can get your supercharged pulleys done, so just strengthen them, shorten them, so this thing can easily reach 630 horsepower with two things done to it, and that is insane. And this thing would be an absolute brute if done that. But as I drive this car, I realise, especially with the cars around me, that I am driving a car of a bygone era. No longer will you be seeing Jaguar sports cars with an engine inside. They've gone EV now. This is going. This is gone. I know the Porsches look incredible and they are fine-tuned scalpels, but they don't make more, and they're quicker, but they don't make noises like this. They don't invoke emotion how this car does. I mean, I'm not a man to drive at 10 tenths. I'll drive at 8 tenths. And this is what this car's perfect at. Whereas a Porsche, it can be that scalper. You can drive it at 10 tenths and carve and cut through the roads like it's nothing. But this, it will go quick, but it'll kind of like roll a little bit in the corners and it's a little bit more comfortable. But I kind of like it. I'm not really one for the crazy driving, but this, I just love carving the roads in this thing. You get the crack and popple out of the exhaust in the back. I really hope this is coming across on the microphone, because it is so enjoyable. Brakes are good, and honestly, I feel like this is, I feel like it can handle more power. Like, I feel like, especially, you can tell it's torque limited, because when you're about 3,000-4,000 RPM, it's very under stressed. You can tell it's got a lot more to give, which is nice. You don't feel like you're pushing this engine too hard. The suspension is great, and yeah, it's just such a fun, enjoyable car to own. And when you do see them on the road, you're like, oh, there's an F-Type. I was driving the other day in my Discovery, I saw an F-Type 75 come past me. I was like, oh, it looks so good, because I never get to see these on the road. I don't know what they look like, and it just reaffirmed. I was like, it looks so good. And I prefer the facelift. Opposed to what everyone says, I think it looks meaner. I think it looks more together. There is, don't get me wrong, the original design from Ian McCallum is incredible, but I just think this ties it up nicely. Looks a bit more Aston Martin-esque. I know a lot of people hate me in the comments for that, but I just think it does. You'll see on the, I've compared the bumpers. There's just a few more lines, a few more curves that just look a bit nicer on this one, but each to their own, and I fully understand. Like, my best friend has the original V6, and that is a beautiful car. But yeah, I was actually watching a video, Harry's Garage, Harry Metcalf, and he was going on about the F-Type and how Jaguar, let's give it some gusto here. Oof. This ZF transmission just kicks you in the back of the head with every gear shift, and I know that's not ideal. I know it's not the quickest transmission, but it's fun. It's not a dual clutch, but it invokes feelings. But as I was saying, Harry Metcalf was saying that Jaguar has the same suspension sign-off as Land Rover, so this car needs to hit a curb, needs to be able to hit a curve at 40 miles an hour and not buckle. And that means this thing's tough. And the wheels are so heavy. I got them taken off the other day. It's like, oh my god. No wonder this thing's a bit of a brute, because she's a hefty, strong car, and they could have marketed this F-Type as the world's strongest sports car. I mean, Jeremy Clarkson took one, what was it, to the Sahara, and it just ate everything up. Opposed to what everyone thinks about F-Types and their reliability. Yeah, there are some cases of cars that, you know, do crack and crumble under the pressure, but oh, this is a beautiful road. My god, I wish I could show you this. Let's get some revs up. Yeah, you do get some cars that will obviously not be good, but the majority of them, they're pretty reliable. And that's why I think owning this car over this year has been amazing. I mean, the four-wheel drive makes it very usable in all year round, and again, that engine noise is just intoxicating, and I just don't think there's going to be a car or any other cars out there that will match this car's character. And that's the main reason you buy an F-Type, and that is the character. And it's sad because cars are turning into robots. I mean, now you can buy Mercedes with selfie cameras in, and you know, I made this video on my TikTok the other day that I feel like car interiors are just losing character. They're losing their emotion, whereas like the quilted leather may be still there in the high-end models, but just in your day-to-day car, all it is piano black and plastic, removing all the buttons and just making it a lesser experience for the driver. And it's sad to see nowadays, because where's the quality materials? Where's the, when they used to just throw out, BMW used to throw out a 3 Series and there's wood everywhere. I know times have changed, but we don't need to put soft limiters on our interiors as well. But, you know, this is it, and we've just got to accept it. And I think the best financial decision I make is I probably won't buy any new cars that are coming out anytime soon. I mean, there are a few exceptions, like Aston Martin. They look incredible inside and out. The new AMG GT, that looks pretty goddamn good. I mean, I do prefer the old interior with the amazing fighter jet center console, but the new one's still quite nice, and I do like it. But, you know, it just, ooh, lots and lots of pheasants. Oh my god, I wish you guys could see this actually. Oh my goodness, they've all flown away. What is this? Must be pheasant mating season. That's like the second time I've seen a herd of pheasants. But yeah, his car has been great to own, great to look at, and I'm actually going to do a U-turn here. I don't know where I'm going. Let's pull in and have our last final thoughts of the car. So all this video has made me realise is that I could talk about this car for hours, but then the video would be a little bit too long. Oh my goodness. Can we just appreciate how beautiful this view is? Absolutely stunning. And all the cars are coming while I do it, because everything, like everything in England, everything is at the side of a road. Look, 1, 2, 3. Amazing. We're going to do a bunch more videos on this car. Next video we're going to do is we're going to give it the power it deserves and go get it tuned. 600 horsepower, maybe get some yellow brake calipers, big brake upgrade. Who knows, but this car isn't going anywhere. I love it because it is now very special and they are doing no more of it. But please let me know what you think of Jaguar's new direction going all EV and what you think of the F-Type. But once again, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.